Well, good morning, you glorious mother truckers, you, and welcome to a very lovely morning compared to yesterday, where we were attacked by storm, slightly windy and a bit wet, Bram. And it's a beautiful morning this morning, absolutely gorgeous. So, Nigel Farage. Right, there are attacks coming out of the blue, seemingly out of the blue. But he's been made to apologise for things that he may or may not have said 50 years ago. And in reality, yeah, let's be honest, you struggle to remember that far back. But in any case, and now he's going to be investigated by the police for financial misconduct and spending. And yeah, feels staged, doesn't it? You see, you've got to sometimes step back and join the dots. Now, I know a lot of you do out there, and you're all very, very savvy and all switched on. But reform has started to drop in the polls. I don't add any credence to polls in any case. They are tiny snapshots of a tiny small 2,000 to 3,000 people. Does not reflect the thought process of 68, 69 million people. It just doesn't. You can pretend it does, but it doesn't. But they're beginning to slide in the polls. They're beginning to ease off. And the Conservatives are slowly but steadily coming up. Now, of course, the establishment don't want this. Oh, if you're not certain, I mean, I know a lot of you go, oh, you're a reform supporter, you're a Farage, you're this, and right. Reform a controlled opposition. And I've said it before, the media are pushing reform very, very hard. And they are pushing them as these racist alternatives. Get your back up, wind you up, vote for them, vote for them. And as I've also said in previous videos, it doesn't really matter who gets in, because in reality, it's the civil service that runs this country, not the politicians. And if you believe that, you've got a way to go. So he starts to drop in the polls. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we have allegations from people 50 years ago about something he may or may not have said in the playground at that time when he was a kid. Because, of course, everybody else will bestow their virtues, and we would never do anything like that. Yeah, okay, whatever. And then there's this investigation, which the police are doing. So, it could mean he could go to prison. And there you go, you see. Oh, well, he's definitely, he can't. Those people are saying, like me, who are saying, oh, they're controlled opposition, they're part of the establishment. Well, they can't be, because they're going to arrest them. They're going to arrest him and put him in prison. They're going to come for you, Nigel. Jacob Rees-Mogg said, they're going to come for you and they're going to try and put you in prison. But a week and a half after that, guess what? They've come from him and they're going to try and put him in prison. If you can't see the stage show, this is to make it so you go, well, he can't be establishment. Why would they want to put him in prison? Why would they want to put him in prison? I'll ignore all the problems that Nigel has, like, leading parties, and then when it gets a bit tough or he unexpectedly wins, like he did with Brexit, he ups and leaves. Let's be honest, he's the man with Richard Tyson, were very, very, very pro-vaccine during the COVID era. But we'll forget about that as well. We'll forget about all the red flags. Go through my videos. The amount of red flags I've shown you. The amount of times I've said, look, these are controlled. But people will go, yeah, but it can't be because they want to put him in prison now. He's one of us. He isn't. As much as you like, whether you like it or not, he's not one of you. These texts come out of the blue to coincide with Jacob Rees-Mogg saying they're going to put you in prison, Nigel, they're going to come for you, and reform's beginning to drop in the polls. What they're trying to do is to make you continue to vote reform. They're bullshitting you into believing that this is, look, you vote for, look, these guys are anti-establishment, they're racist, they're talking like you want. Yeah, here's your outlet. For fuck's sake, don't riot, Don't actually go to the streets and register how pissed off you are. Vote for these guys. These guys will lead you to the promised land, right up to the bit where they get voted in, and then fuck all will change. And if you can't see that, as I said, you've got a way to go. I know I'll get the usual vitriol from reform supporters and this, that, and the other, but you're being played. Everything. I've said it before in many, many videos. I've spent a lot of my time doing these videos, pointing out the fact that everything that's happening to you, everything that's going on around you, is all being done by design on purpose. They know we're all fed up of the Uniparty, the Conservatives and the Labour, where one gets in and nothing changes and everything keeps going the same. No. And then they can see the resentment building up. They can see that people aren't voting anymore because people just can't be fucking bothered. Let's be honest. They go, oh, Labour went in with the majority. If you take out all the people who didn't vote plus all the people who didn't vote for Labour, who actually went to vote but didn't vote for Labour, 80% of this country didn't vote for Labour. Because one of the biggest issues we've got in this country right now is voter apathy. Everybody goes, what's the fucking point? So they create this party. This party that is, they've listened. See, now they say the government doesn't listen. They listen. They read our social media posts. They employ over 7,000 people to do that. They watch videos like mine. They tap into what people want. And then they create a party that taps into exactly what you and I fear, what you and I would like. And then they promote this party as your opportunity to vote. This opportunity to vote for what you really want. So instead of actually going out on the streets and going, you bastards, you don't need to. Look, in 4 years' time, you can vote these guys in and they'll change everything. Everything will be great. You'll do, and we'll be brilliant. And everybody's going, yes, that's right. Damn it, we'll vote for reform. Oh, God, yeah, they speak to me. They're doing everything that I want. Yes. Have you noticed it's every single thing that you want? When there's a change in shift, when some people want this, that, and the other, if you notice, reform changed that. Reform starts to dip in the polls. Nigel Farage goes, we can't deport anyone. You know, the Muslims are over on us. It's just the way it is. Yeah? What's he talking about? This, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, he changes his mind. Goes with the ebbs and flow. Mr. Flip-Flop, as I've called him on multiple occasions. But what's happening now? This isn't something that's been building up. This is literally reform starts to drop in the polls, and all of a sudden they're going to arrest him, make him a hero to the common man, make him that martyr. You see, this feels set up. This feels like it's just a manufactured attempt to make Farage be like what happened with Trump. You see, as I said before, there are stages as you start to look and you read and you pay attention, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's like, you know, when you've got a jigsaw and you're looking for some sort of piece, and you just sit there for hours just staring, and then all of a sudden you just spot the piece you need. That's what it's like. You see, I have my doubts on Trump. Don't get me wrong, he's doing some things, but there are some strange things, there's some anomalies that raise their head. See, I like Trump, but I then begin to question, do I like Trump because of the fact that he's a good leader? Or do I like Trump because he's doing everything that I would like to happen? And have I, in the process of doing that, been played all along? You see, this is where I'm at the moment. I'm on that stage down the line where I'm looking and thinking, I could see Farage, and then and Reform being the party that give us, or offering to give us exactly what we want. And then I look at Trump and I see that back there in America, people realise it's a uniparty. It doesn't matter who you vote for, the government gets in. So then an outsider, a businessman, suddenly becomes there and becomes the president because it's something different. And he tells you exactly what you want to hear. I mean, to be fair to him, he's doing some of the things that he said. But when you see one thing and that looks manufactured to create an illusion of a choice, it then opens your eyes to, you have a tendency to look at other things and go, that looks the same. You see my point? Do you get me? As the saying goes. Any case, I'm going to go now. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoy what I say, you like what I do, just hit the subscribe button and ding the bell and select it to all. That'd be much appreciated. Ways to support the channel down below, including links to my social media accounts. Please feel free to peruse. And if you've subscribed and you looked at all those, you can like this video, you could share this video, and you could comment on this video. I'm sure I'm going to get some interesting comments as always, because I'm talking about reform and not in a good way, so you get the usual stuff. It is what it is. Prepare for the abuse, because you're not talking the narrative. And if you want to talk to me in private on the email, coming up on the screen right now, it's gobstertalks@yahoo.com. It's there for you to talk to in confidence or not. It's up to you. If you just want to email and rant away and get it off your chest, feel free. Not a problem. Honestly, it really isn't. That's what it's there for. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.